Hello students, till now we have discussed about how to check the dimensional correctness of an equation. We have talked that if we have given an equation and we have to check that this equation is dimensionally incorrect or correct, then we have to find out the dimensions of both sides. If the dimensions of both sides are equal to each other, then we can say that both the sides of the equation are correct. And if there is any deviation or difference between the dimensions of both sides, then we can say that this equation is not dimensionally correct. We have talked about the work done. Work done equals to force into displacement, and that was equal to half mv square minus half mu square, where half mv square minus half mv square was equals to change in kinetic energy. F into S is equal to force into displacement, and that was equal to work done. We have discussed about its dimensional correctness in the previous video, and I have given you a example for I have given you a question to solve. Just the second equation of motion, that was S equals to ut plus 1 by 2 times of at square. Hope you have done all, and if you haven't, then let's check about. If we talk about this left hand side of the equation, then it is distance here. U is initial velocity, t is time taken, a was acceleration, and again the t was time taken. If we have to check the dimensional correctness of this equation, then we have to find out the dimensional equation of both of the sides, and we have to check that if the both sides have the equal dimensions in equal basic quantities, then this equation will be correct. Just find out. Let's find out. This is distance, and distance has the dimension of capital L, equals to u is velocity. Velocity has the dimension of L t minus 1. T has the velocity of t plus, here 1 by 2 is a number, and number does not have any dimensions. So a is the acceleration, and that will have the dimension of Lt minus 2, and t is time, and this will have the dimension of t2. Why did we put the equation of sign of equal here? Because that we know that if two quantities are joining or subtracting, what does it mean? That if two quantities are added or subtracted with each other, then both of them has the equal dimensional formula until they are being divided or multiplied. What does it mean? That if ut is joining with half at square, then ut and half at square must have the same dimensional formula, and otherwise they won't be get joined to each other. So if we solve them further, then we can say L equals to, here the power of t is minus 1, and here the power of t is plus 1. If we join both of them, then the power of t will be 0, and that will be 1. So we left with L, and if we talk here about, then the power of t is minus 2, and here the power of t is plus 2, and if we join both of them, then we get L and t to the power 0, which is equal to 1, and writing the 1 in dimensional equation doesn't mean at all. So if we can see, all the sides have the same dimensional formula. What does it mean? That this equation, that is S equals to ut plus half at square, and that is the second equation of motion derived from Newton, is dimensionally correct. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the second use of dimension. So the second use of the dimension is to find out the dimensions of unknown physical quantity. Just suppose that if we are introducing a new physical quantity in any question, right, and from starting we won't know about the dimensions and what kind of physical quantity is that about that particular constant. By the help of dimensions we can find out that what is the dimensional formula of our added constant and what is that physical quantity mean by. Just suppose that we are going to discuss about the van der Waals equation. You will read about the van der Waals equation in the further physics chapters and even in the chemistry chapters, but we are going to only discuss about the dimensional correctness of the equation and to find out the dimension of two unknown quantities that are introduced in the van der Waals equation. Let's try. Van der Waals equation. What is van der Waals equation? It is P plus A upon V square V minus B equals to R T. This is the modified version of van der Waals equation. Initially the van der Waals equation was PV equal to nRT, PV equals to P into V equals to R into T, but none of the gases were following this equation, so we introduced some a physical quantity A and a physical quantity B, which was initially unknown, but after some time and after the help of the dimensions we found out what are these quantities was. So let's check what are these quantities. This equation is P plus A upon V square V minus B. Now if you can remember, the principle of homogeneity of a dimension says that if two quantities are added with each other, then both of the quantities have equal dimensions for that. So if we are adding P to A upon V square, then we should know about that the P and A upon V square must have the same dimensional formula, otherwise they won't get be added. What does it mean? If we have to find out the dimensional formula for A, then we can get with this equation only, not with this one, right? So let's write that dimensional formula of P will be equals to dimensional formula of A upon V square. What does it mean? If we have to find out the dimensional formula for A, then we have to multiply the dimensional formula of V square with the dimensional formula of capital P, where V is the volume and P is the pressure, right? We have to write the dimensional formula for P, where P is equals to F upon A. Pressure is defined as force per unit area. Force is defined as mass into acceleration upon area. And V, if we are writing the dimensions for P, then we can find m LT minus 2 upon L2, and if we add off all of them, then we can find m L minus 1 T minus 2, and this will be the dimensional equation of pressure. Write it down here, m L minus 1 T minus 2, and that will be equal to dimensional formula of A upon V square, where V is volume, and as we know that volume, the dimensional formula for volume is L3. So dimension of A upon dimension of V square, which will be equals to L6. We have to multiply L6 with this to find out the dimension of A. So dimension of A will be equals to m L minus 1 T minus 2 with L6. If we combine both of them, then we will get m L5 T minus 2, and this is the dimensional equation for small a that was introduced here, right? Now we have to find the dimensions of other one quantity, that is B. Just note it down. As we can see, B is subtracted from capital V, where capital V is volume. So according to the homogeneity principle, if B is to be dimensionally correct, if this equation is to be dimensionally correct, then B must have the same dimensional formula as the capital V has. So if we want to find about the dimensions of B, then we have to firstly find out what is the dimensions of capital V. So dimensional formula of B will be equals to dimensional formula of capital V. Dimensional formula of capital V. So as we know that the capital V is the volume, so the dimensional formula of B must be equal to the dimensional formula of capital V, and that is volume. So the dimensional formula of small b will be equal to L3. Dimensional formula of small b. As we can see that A and B, these were unknown quantities that were introduced in the van der Waals equation, and with the help of dimensional formula we just notice that what are these quantities mean about. The dimensional formula of A was mL5 T minus 2, and the dimensional formula of small b was equals to L3. And if we want to talk about the units of small a and small b, then the unit of small b will be meter cube, and the unit of small a will be kilogram meter to the power 5 second to the power minus 2. These are the correctness. These correctness were made in the van der Waals equation to justify that how our gases behavior or occur in the natural way. Did you get it? Students, we have another example. The formula of a physical quantity capital A is defined as under root में pressure upon density, and we have to find out the dimensions of capital A. As we know that we do not know anything about capital A, that what is this quantity and what is the dimensional formula for it, but with the help of a principle of homogeneity of dimensions, we can find out the dimensions of capital A. Let's try about dimension of capital A will be the dimension of pressure upon the dimension of density taken about the under root. The dimension of pressure, that is equals to m L minus 1 T minus 2 upon density is defined as the mass per unit volume, and that gives the dimensional formula as m L minus 3. So that will be equals to under root, m is going to be cancelled away with the help of m. L is going to if L is going upward, then here is L minus 3 and here is L minus 1, and if L minus 3 goes upwards, then it will become L2 T minus 2. So dimensional formula of A will be, if you find out the vector under root of this quantity, then we get L t minus 1. So, and if we closely observe the dimensional formula of capital A, then this is the dimensional formula of velocity or speed. We can say that this physical quantity is defined as velocity of any substance or any body. If we find the pressure upon density with the help of square root, then we found the velocity of that body or of that element, and the dimensional formula of that becomes LT minus 1. So, this is the way that we can find any dimensional formula of any unknown quantity that we are introducing in any equation. Got it? So, there is another equation, and I hope you will do with yourself that equation, and this will be the homework for all of you. The velocity of a body, will be defined as pressure upon x. Pressure upon x. Then we have to find out the dimensional formula of x and the quantity small x. That what is the quantity small x defined? Did you get it? And the further information about the uses of dimension is going to be in the next lecture. I hope you all will read these things and learn. We meet in next lecture. Thank you.